Hello and welcome to Council Recap, where we take the content of the City Council meetings and give you the breakdown. I'm Kayla Moeller. There were a few presentations this week. First, Councilmember Alex Montero presented students from Hawthorne High School and Hawthorne Math and Science Academy with the Academic Achievement Certificates as well as scholarships. Some of the students will be attending prestigious universities such as Cornell, Columbia, and UCLA. Then we heard an update from Dion Rambo of Telehealth Van. He presented the council data regarding the services most commonly used by clients. The data also showed the amount of people seeking mental health services, employment, and health insurance information. In the resolution portion of the meeting, Resolution 8359 was adopted, establishing the city's appropriation limit for fiscal year 2022 to 2023. This limit sets the maximum amount a city can make from tax receipts, and any excess amount either must be returned to residents or spent with a majority vote. Then Resolution 8360 was passed, approving the engineer's report and declaring the city's intention to impose and collect street lighting assessments for the 22 to 23 fiscal year. This also sets a time and a date of a public hearing for Tuesday, June 28th at 6 p.m. Resolution 8361 was also approved, establishing the city's intent to impose a weed abatement assessment and setting a public hearing date for June 28, 2022 at 6 p.m. for the public's input. Then Resolution 8362 was passed to approve and adopt the annual budget for fiscal year 22 to 23, with the citywide budget being just under $185 million. In the public hearing portion, Council held a public hearing on the proposal for becoming a charter city and set another public hearing for July 14, 2022, so residents can continue to discuss the proposal. The city manager's consent calendar had a few items this week. Council approved additional funding for the South Bay Regional Public Communication Authority for the fiscal year. This purchase order will provide continued assistance for installation of emergency equipment on Hawthorne's fleet vehicles. The cost allocation policy breaks up the funds into dedicated support for materials and workload support for labor costs. Next, Council approved and authorized the Director of Public Works to execute an annual agreement with Associated Soils Engineering, Inc. and Quarry Engineering and Testing to provide quality control for several construction material testing services. The city is in need of consulting services for various projects around the city. Then Council approved a blanket purchase order to Ijama Planning and Development for the implementation of a cannabis program. Next, Council approved the United Way Emergency Food and Shelter Program allocation in the amount of $71,000. The EFSP is a program whose purpose is to help organizations combat food and housing insecurities throughout Los Angeles by providing shelter services, meal programs, and other assistance. City staff applied and were awarded assistance for Hawthorne residents through gift cards. In the city attorney's consent calendar, 3 claims were denied. In the discussion action items, Council voted to oppose Assembly Bill 2011 that would require cities to approve without condition or discretion certain affordable housing or mixed-use housing developments in zones where office, retail, or parking are permitted, regardless of any local government, general plan, specific plan, zoning ordinance, or regulation. Then Council voted to designate Councilmember Olivia Valentine as the city's voting delegate to the League of Cities annual conference, as well as making Mayor Pro Tem L. David Patterson as an alternate and Councilmember Angie Reyes English as a second alternate. Council voted to direct the city attorney to prepare a letter of support for the South Bay City's Council of Governments for their request of $5 million allocation from the state's $100 billion budget surplus. This will help create a South Bay Center for Sustainable and Resilient Neighborhoods with a mission to reduce greenhouse gases and develop renewable energy and electric storage. Well, that's it for the meeting this week. Thank you for joining us for Council Recap. Remember, you can always watch City Council meetings in their entirety by going to www.youtube.com and searching for Hawthorne Community Television. Stay safe and healthy, and we'll see you next time.